I'm Rhiannon Jones and welcome to Showcase, where we bring you all the biggest and best news in art, culture, style and entertainment from here in London to Istanbul and across the world. Coming up this week, a very special festive edition to help celebrate the holidays, so Christmas jumpers at the ready. We take a look back at some highlights from the series so far. We bring you our top 5 rundown of the very best festive lights in London. We reveal some unseen moments from previous shows, plus we take a look back at a few of the biggest showbiz stories of 2024. From global superstars and talented musicians to stylish cars and lessons in etiquette, we've been lucky enough to have some incredible guests here on the show. So let's start with some of our showcase highlights of the year. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome to the show a true Hollywood icon, Dame Joan Collins. Hello, thank you so much for joining us here on Showcase, Dame Joan. Now, you've just finished your one-woman show in the West End where you told some incredible stories about your remarkable career, and you also took questions from the audience. How was that?
I do take a lot of questions from the audience, which is the most fun, because I really like doing that, because they come up with all kinds of really crazy, funny, questions. I love the feedback. I love the fact that they've actually come out to see me. Oh, wow, that's really nice. And I want to entertain them.
And you do. And when you're up on stage, are there any questions in particular that are always asked?
They always ask me, who was your favorite actor and who was the best kisser?
And what do you say?
I always say the same thing because it doesn't change. Paul Newman was my favorite actor and also a great friend. And he was also the best kisser because he didn't slobber and he didn't do the French kiss and he didn't do the closed-mouthed, horrible kind of thing where you bash your teeth against each other. It's very difficult, kissing in films. It can look really stupid, I think.
Can't let you go without asking you about Dynasty, because it was an iconic series with plenty of dramatic scenes, especially from your character, Alexis Colby. Is there any particular line that you wouldn't mind teaching me from it?
Well, there was a guy called Mark who was working for me. He was a tennis pro, and we're having breakfast together, and we have a lot of treats, and some of it is caviar, and he's spooning it up, and I say to him, "That's caviar, Mark, not peanut butter."
Oh, I love it. I'll give it a go. That's caviar, Mark, not peanut butter.
Very good. Percy's laughing.
Dame Zandra Rose, thank you so much for inviting Showcase into your rainbow penthouse, just as beautiful, colourful and joyful as we expected it to be, like yourself. Why is colour so important to you, and where did it all begin for you?
I think colour just makes you feel happy. I suppose it all began, I had a very, very colourful mother who, I remember her coming to a school opening in platform green lizard skin shoes. You're talking about the early 50s. Platform shoes and a wonderful hat and a green jacket with check skirts. So she would have looked quite amazing.
I could rattle off many: Cher, Diana Ross, royalty, Freddie Mercury. Who's the standout name out of a long list to have worn your clothes?
Barbara Streisand opened her show in Hyde Park with my outfit, which was quite fabulous.
Oh, wow. That brings me on to the princesses that you've dressed, because you've dressed no less than 3 princesses.
Princess Diana was very natural, because when you went round there were all the children's toys around, and there was this wonderful ugly toy that was a Viking with big horns, and it was on the floor, and I said, "Oh, what's that?" And she said, "Oh, that's William's favourite toy." So there it was, lying around.
So what was she like, Princess Diana?
She was very shy, and she was very aware of how she had to be dressed.
And you also attended her funeral, didn't you? What was that like?
Going to that funeral was one of the most amazing experiences in my life, and then we all filed in, all famous people like Putnam that did all the films, and then I was sitting near to Karl Lagerfeld and with David Sassoon, and we all sat in the cathedral, and then Elton John played that amazing song. And the most amazing thing, there we were in this amazing medieval cathedral with thick walls as like 2 yards thick. And you could hear the crowd outside cheering. It was the most amazing experience.
Well, Chesney, it's wonderful to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us on Showcase.
Thanks for having me.
I can't talk to you without mentioning The One and Only, which was #1 for 5 weeks here in the UK, top 10 over in the US. You were just 19 when you shot to fame. How did you cope with that sudden fame at such a young age?
Well, I grew up in a very rock and roll household, so fame wasn't weird for me. My dad was famous. He was in a band called the Tremolos. They had lots of hits in the 60s and 70s. And then he had friends, like one of his best friends was Jerry Marsden from Jerry and the Pacemakers. So I had these kind of like older figures in my life that were famous, but then nothing really kind of prepares you for that kind of explosion of fame. That was crazy.
And what's it like listening to The One and Only now? How do you feel about this?
Well, I had like probably 10 years of rebelling against it after those years. Yeah, I just didn't want to know. But these days we're very much friends.
Right, Chesney, we're going to play a little game if you don't mind, and we're going to find out whether there really is no one else you'd rather be, Chesney.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm a little scared, but yeah.
Quick fire answers, please.
Yes.
Spider-Man or Batman?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man or David Beckham?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man or Elon Musk?
Spider-Man. I'm obviously a Spider-Man fan. Who knew?
Spider-Man or Tom Cruise?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man or Brad Pitt?
I'm going Spider-Man again.
Spider-Man or Harry Styles?
Oh, I do love a bit of Harry. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man or Chesney Hawkes?
I'd rather be myself. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with me. I am happy with me.
Alan, you met the Queen, didn't you? She had a wicked sense of humour. Did she not make quite a funny comment about you once?
Oh, yes. Well, I had good fortune over the years to sit next to her a couple of times. I went to Sandringham WI to talk to the WI. I was invited to go, and the Queen was in the front row. Well, I'm doing all this, and I chatted away, and she seemed to laugh in all the right places. So fast forward 6 months, and I got to the palace. When I was invested with my MBE in the millennium in 2000, she put her hand out and shook mine. She said, well, you give a lot of ladies a lot of pleasure. So I bowed, and it wasn't until afterwards I really realised. I knew what she meant. You know, the Sandringham WI AGM had gone down very well, but it's rather a nice thing. So I told my wife I wanted it on my tombstone, you know. He gave a lot of ladies a lot of pleasure, Elizabeth.
And Alan, we can't let you go without talking about gardening, of course. I'd love to play a little game with you if you don't mind. I'm going to mention some flowers. Some are real and some I've invented, and you have to guess whether they're fake or whether they're real.
Can I just say this is extremely unfair because he is going to know the answers and I am not.
Yes.
So I'm not playing.
If he gets anything wrong, it's the end of his career.
That is true too. Okay, so Debbie, I'm going to start with you. Cow flop, real or fake?
Fake.
Real.
Cow flop?
Cow flop, real.
I demand to know
Alan,
the
listening
Latin
to
name.
you.
What's its
We
Latin
can
name?
discuss oh gosh, Alan, trust your gut, Debbie, trust your gut. Alan,
Ignore me.
corn cockle, real or fake?
Corn cockle's real. It's a weed of cornflowers, cornfields. It's pink.
Correct. Debbie, snazzy tips.
Rubbish.
You told me the wrong answer.
Right.
What's your gut saying?
Up
What's
to
your
you.
gut?
Fake.
Well done, yes. Tea tree, Rhiannon.
Yes.
Yes! Who knew? Titchmarsh's kiss.
No, that's false, unfortunately.
False.
False. However, did you know that there's a rose named after Alan Titchmarsh?
I did know that. Yeah.
And what is this rose from?
It's a lovely sort of peony-shaped flower. It's pink with a glorious scent.
Oh.
Trouble is, it's got rather a weak neck.
Finally, Debbie, sneeze a weed.
No.
Oh,
Alan?
yes.
Well done, and the winner is
But only by-
Alan.
So what was it specifically that you were teaching the Bridgerton stars when it came to how to walk gracefully? Here, as if you're gliding like a swan on a pond.
And how do you do that?
Well, I can show you.
Please do. I'd love to learn how to walk gracefully. Well, what's this?
I used this and I put it at the back here.
Okay.
It's just, a lot of people are round-shouldered, and this just reminds you to keep your shoulders back.
Pole in, and then
Yes.
presumably the point is once the pole has been removed, you stay like that. Gosh, that's
Yes.
quite far back though.
Well, that should be how I do it.
Really?
Yes.
That's very unnatural. What do I do with my hands?
And that is to do with Kate Middleton as well. When you ask me what has slightly changed,
Yeah.
when she walks now, she keeps her hands like this. She might forget sometimes, and then she quickly cups her hand. If you do this, then you know that they're there, and you're not going to be fidgeting. Right. Okay. So with this one. Or maybe you should put it on your head.
I did try earlier.
Here we are. Okay.
Now what am I doing?
Now, brilliant. Your chin is parallel. You're doing great. Now just take a few steps.
I mean, it really doesn't feel very natural.
Lift your rib cage a little bit. That's better. Yeah. Woohoo.
2, and then can I do a little curtsy?
Okay. Now, when we curtsy, it's a quick bob of the knee. You don't move the upper part of your body. It's just your knees. And it's a quick bob. Just down. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Yay!
Press and hold the red button.
Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. That's amazing.
Cool, huh?
That was really exhilarating. Thank you so much, Craig. I really, really appreciate it and your time. And I just have one final question for you, and that is, can I take it home, please?
As it's you, no.
So here we have for you some amazing Afro-Caribbean food with some lovely South American flavors as well. So I'm going to be doing 2 of my favorite dishes on the menu. We have a vegan option, which is the jerk cauliflower with some lovely plantain. And then we also have some lamb locro.
Smells delicious. It looks delicious. I can't wait to try it. But first, tell me a little bit about your training, your background. You trained under a very particularly well-known chef.
Yes, indeed. And that person is Gordon Ramsay. Yes. So,
Is he as scary as everyone thinks?
oh my goodness. Very, very scary. When he speaks, literally no one can speak. And yeah, you just have to be ready at all times.
So great training. What do you bring to Soul Mama?
There's always 3 things that I put in all of my food. And that's love, passion, and desire.
It looks spectacular.
So that's the cauliflower dish right there.
That looks beautiful. Whoa.
So this is the lamb locro. So again, a fusion between Caribbean and South American.
It
flavors as well.
looks beautiful. I can't wait any longer, I'm afraid, Alejandro. I'm going to get
Please.
stuck in.
Tuck in.
Oh,
How's the flavor? Nice kick of spice.
To it.
Oh
yeah.
yes.
And in at number 1, it's Kentish Delight, said to be Taylor's favourite kebab shop. In fact, she likes it so much that it even features in her hit single Endgame. Swifties flock here to order what Taylor had, so I've come to see what all the fuss is about. Oh, thank you, Ahmet. So, chicken doner, garlic sauce and salad. Ahmet, thank you very much. Let's have a go. A worthy winner. Some brilliant memories there. Right, to make your days merry and bright, for our top 5 this week, we bring you a rundown of the very best festive displays here in London. At number 5, the Churchill Arms in Kensington. You really can't miss this institution of an Irish pub off the list. Apparently a regular haunt of Winston Churchill's parents. Come Christmas, it goes all out with a festive makeover featuring over 80 Christmas trees, yes that's right, 80, and a mere 22,000 festive lights. At number 4, Covent Garden's Piazza. Arguably, there's nowhere more Christmassy in London in December, with a huge tree, thousands of lights, and the shopping district going all out with festive gifts and seasonal treats for the lucky shoppers. At number 3, it's Fortnum & Mason's famous Festive windows. Every year, the luxury food store unveils its Christmas displays renowned for spreading festive cheer in the West End. This year, the design features animals, birds, lush foliage, and striking colours, counting the city down to the big day. At number 2, it's Kew. No Christmas lights list would be complete without the annual magical display at Kew Gardens. A mix of music and spectacle with over 20 dazzling installations, glittering tunnels, hot chocolate, toasted marshmallows, plus a chance to bump into the main man himself, Father Christmas. And at number 1, the Christmas lights of Regent Street, the very first in London to put on a display all the way back in 1954. A much-loved Christmas tradition that continues to this very day. Each December, the world-famous street comes to life, impressing with its 45 glittering angels hovering above. Well, we hope that brings you a little seasonal sparkle for a holly jolly Christmas. And nothing says festive fun more than a good old-fashioned sing-song, something the guests here on Showcase, well, they seem rather fond of. And seeing as you have the guitar in your hands...
I think I know what you're going to say.
Would you mind playing the one and only? I couldn't not ask.
Of course. This is what I do at some of my acoustic shows. Call me by my name, oh. Call me by my number. You put me through it, I'll still be doing it the way I do it. And yet, you try to make me forget who I really am. Don't tell me I know best. I'm not the same as all the rest. I am the one and only. Nobody I'd rather be. I am the one and only. You can't take that away from me.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
Can you please sing us a little bit of My Life Is Going On?
Sure.
If I stay with you, if I'm choosing wrong, I don't care at all. If I'm losing now, but I'm winning late, that's all I want. I don't care at all. I am lost. I don't care at all.
Tell me, star up in the sky, was it you who by and by led the kings to stable bare? Was it you, oh, were you there?
Give you a little rendition of Over the Rainbow. Fabulous.
As my mother said, voice of an angel. We have another little festive treat for you now. Here are some previously unseen moments we enjoyed with our guests here on Showcase.
Court is in session. Order! I'm not
guilty, goodbye. Right, so are you up for a little game? Because I've got a little game here for you, Diane, if you don't mind.
Please.
It's called This or That. I don't know whether you're familiar with it.
Okay.
But it's either this or that, so just choose one.
Okay, let's go for
Ready?
it.
Okay. West End or Broadway?
Oh, West End.
Skiing or singing?
Singing.
Guilty or innocent?
Innocent. She's innocent. She's Gwinnocent.
Oh, how about you?
She's Gwinnocent. Oh, I'm always guilty of something.
Lawsuit or jumpsuit?
Jumpsuits.
Every day. Chris Martin or Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt. Hello.
Obviously. Gwyneth Paltrow or Simon Cowell?
Gwyneth Paltrow. What?
Musicals or movies?
Ooh, a musical movie like La La Land.
Yes, Shakespeare in Love or Shallow Hal?
Shallow Hal.
Oh, you can't say that, can you? Conscious uncoupling or messy breakup?
I mean, messy breakup is probably how it goes, isn't it?
For now, I better get back to work. I always seem to have so much to do, and sometimes it feels endless, but rather than have nothing. What I've learnt about life is this: try to do everything to the best of your ability, and don't waste your life because it won't come back. Friends are important. They are life's double cream. When it comes to love, find an equal and don't settle until you do. You don't always know what you need in a partner until they arrive. Part of finding the right person is luck, but for God's sake, follow it when it falls at your door. If it's right, you won't need to sacrifice any part of who you are for it to blossom. I hope I've proven that age is whatever you make of it. Darlings, you are never too old or wrinkly for a second or third act. Run at life head on. Go to bed in your makeup. Eat too much bread and butter pudding. And always, always fill your world with colour.
Right, now before you go, Karen, I'd love to play a little game of this or that. Winner stays on, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah? Up for it? Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Stella McCartney or Victoria Beckham?
Stella McCartney.
Stella McCartney or Alexander McQueen?
Stella McCartney.
Stella McCartney or Tom Ford?
Ooh. Tom Ford.
Tom Ford or Vivienne Westwood?
Oh, Tom Ford.
Tom Ford or Versace?
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford or Karl Lagerfeld?
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford or Louis Vuitton?
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford or Karen Millen?
Oh, Tom Ford.
Tom Ford or Gucci?
Oh, Tom Ford at Gucci.
Tom Ford or Gucci?
Ooh. I'm going to say Tom Ford.
Tom Ford or Chanel?
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford or H&M?
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
He's come
Was
out on
that fun?
top, hasn't he?
Yes, he's the winner.
He's the winner.
Winner stays on. Carly, before you go, if you don't mind, can we play a little short game of this or that?
Sure.
Okay, very
Should I be
straightforward,
nervous?
not at all. Ready?
Okay.
Luciano Pavarotti or Andrea Bocelli?
Oh, Luciano.
Oh, Andrea's not going to be happy. The Sydney Opera House or the Royal Opera House?
I've got to say the Royal Opera House.
Why?
It's on our doorstep.
Sopranos or Goodfellas?
Sopranos.
The King or the Pope?
The Pope said I'd got the voice of an angel. I've got to go.
Beat that. Opera or soap operas?
Opera.
Ball gown or pyjamas?
Ball gown, all the way, yes.
UK food or Italian food?
Italiano. Has to
Italiano. Classical or pop?
be. Pop.
Pop or rock?
Rock.
Or country music?
Oh, I like a bit of country music. Rock.
Rock, yes! Pats the leather pants. Thank
Rock
you,
chick.
Charlie.
There we go.
Time now for our weekly entertainment news roundup snapshot. And as 2024 draws to a close, we thought we'd take a look back at some of the biggest celebrity stories of the year. In October, the world was left devastated by the news of the death of Liam Payne following a fall from a hotel balcony in Buenos Aires in Argentina. His band, One Direction, rose to fame back in 2010, formed on the show X Factor by music mogul Simon Cowell and fellow judges Louis Walsh and Nicole Scherzinger. Liam, alongside fellow band members Niall Horan, Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson and Zayn Malik, stormed the charts with 4 #1 singles and over 70 million records sold worldwide. After the tragic fall, fans gathered outside the hotel where he died to pay their respects. His bandmates, a whole host of celebrities and friends took to social media to honour his memory, with Harry Styles saying Liam's greatest joy was making other people happy. The singer will be sorely missed. On to happier news now, as 2024 really was the year of the movie sequel. Think Gladiator 2, Beetlejuice, Dune Part 2 and Inside Out 2. But Christmas came early at the box office this year with a tidal wave of moviegoers brought in over the Thanksgiving weekend, with Moana 2 setting records of over $220 million in ticket sales. The film stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Maui, Aoi E. Carvalho as Moana, and Nicole Scherzinger as her mother. It beat Frozen 2's previous record of $125 million in first-week ticket sales and is well on course to becoming Disney's third billion-dollar grossing movie this year alone, alongside Inside Out 2 and Deadpool vs. Wolverine. And from billion-dollar films to record-breaking tours, pop icon Taylor Swift's Global Eras Tour became the highest grossing of all time, raking in a staggering $1 billion worth of ticket sales. The whopping 152-date concert runs through hits from Swift's 17-year career and is expected to surpass $2 billion by the end of its run later this month. So it's a cool summer for Taylor and a rich festive season for the pop superstar as well. This round's on you, Taylor. Coming up on next week's show, we have a special New Year edition of Showcase to kick off 2025. We'll see you then.